You feel like
Yep.
home. But oh, there we go. Oh, the overlays, like huge, massive shout out to, of course, the production at IGC. I was not expecting to see such a banger one. Look at it. Like I don't think there's been a format like this anywhere in other. So of course, you shout out to IGC production team for bringing us. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that Ash, you look less like a caster and more like a esports player. Like you look like one of them right now with the photo that you've given. So huge props to you. But anyways, Pichi, what do you think of the format? This is looking uh, like I don't have appropriate words for it. Actually, it's looking great.
Definitely. But before that, Ash, what's your name? Theme of your name? Come on, spill it out already. I know you're there already on the Mythic Showdown. Let's go.
He
Anyway,
became too shy. He got too shy. Okay, Ash is back. Ash, Pichi, ask you a question. Pichi, ask it again.
like as you were looking like a gamer more than a caster today, so I wanted to know what your team is.
Ash, you there? He's too shy.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
yep. No, 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 no. I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I'm just thinking that is it eternity or is it altar? What is it? I mean, I'm literally
Eternity.
confused right now.
It's eternity. Yeah.
Okay, it's eternity. Then I mean, I heard them that they won some community cup before. Untitled is already a great team. I know them. I mean, personally, I know them. These guys. So they are literally the fans' favorite. We can say in the underdog rise teams, even in Evans, just like in Evans. So I mean, they are here to prove themselves. So uh, I think if you're gonna ask me, Ray, that what will be my thoughts about the score? I will go for 2-0 for Untitled.
Okay, interesting. And oh my God, PG, am
oh,
I hallucinating or is Zushin in 3D instead of 2D right
yeah,
now? Oh
yes,
my God,
it
IGC is
looks
not just
uh,
leveling up tournament
that
scene; they're leveling up Indian scene itself because this is the first time I'm seeing a 3D model on a band section. That is insane.
I agree. Look at that. Looking quite good though. For the first time in a while, Hayabusa looks like so fierce and he's all ready to shut up to all of us.
I mean,
What about you, Ash?
all eyes was on the Hayabusa, but then Ray just went for that Jushin. Always, I mean, he will find her Jushin everywhere, everywhere in the world. He gonna find his Jushin.
That's true. But we should dive into the draft. That's going in quite quick now that both the sides have been banning all those, respect bans, meta heroes. I'm curious to know why Eternity Esports went in for the Zushin as the first ban.
It's interesting, actually. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they have a different priority pick. Maybe it's because if you keep the Zushin open, they will be forced to pick. And there we go. Instead of the Zushin, they wanted to go for something more of a utility. And of course, that's Kalia, one of my second favorite heroes right now. That's crazy. Like everybody just picking out my favorite heroes these days. But Ash, do you have any predictions of what Untitled is going to be responding with the Kalia?
I think they can go for a Caramela at this point, but they are good with the utility jungler. I mean, previously we're casting for this team and they went for a Basha jungle and it was too great. I mean, they totally dominated the opponent side with the Basha jungle. So maybe we're gonna see some utility jungler pick, but before that, they're gonna cook it up with the meta picks as well because look at that Gatot Kacha and the Sicilian. That's a great thing. I mean, Sicilian, the godfather of late game, and Gatot Kacha, ultimate CC. He has everything with his skills, all crowd controlling skills. Gonna cast onto the side of Eternity, but Eternity banning that Jushin is opening several things as well, utility junglers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Peachy, like so far we've seen three picks. Eternity, they have prioritized the utility one. What do you think they're going to be picking up for next? Because Mage has already been picked. Do they want to make sure they secure the Farsa for themselves? Because if you're fighting against the Sicilian, I feel like outranging him is much better. But no, looks like they want to
So,
go for something else. Why do you think they immediately prioritize the Phobius
Ooh.
though?
oh, okay. Like there's like the maze is already picked. I don't think they can just push it, push a Sicilian or to an EXP or maybe the goal. So they're just like playing it slow and just picking up some of those heroes that they just want on their hands. Now again, that on the side of Team Untitled, Shane is already known to pick up the Harriet. We just saw seen it in the previous tournament that he picked up legendaries on legendaries. So I believe one of the reasons that might be there that why Team Eternity Esports have picked the Herald for themselves, but at the same time, Phobius. Now, Phobius against a Guttle cut, so that's definitely interesting. The CC is still open, but no, the CC being not prioritized, that's just bonkers.
You know what,
Hmm.
Pitchy? Uh, I think that the Phobius pick was for that Harith comfort. I mean, if you want to see Harith's biggest counter is
Makes
a
sense. Yeah.
Phobius, but if both of them will be in the same team, it will totally menace. That's the reason they went for that Phobius. And just think, if Phobius Gatot Kacha will be there in the Untitled with a Sicilian, it could have been a big trouble for the side of Eternity. So they just went for the Harith and the counter as well into their own team. So Kalea can go for the flex. She can manage to go for the EXP as well as the roam. So Kalea will be in the roam. Phobius will be in the EXP. Phobius is right now winning lane EXP. I mean, if Phobius is there, you don't have to worry about other heroes. When Glue is coming, then Phobius is also okay with the Glue counter. So that's the reason they wait for the Phobius. That's a good and nice thought about it. And look at that. There will be two more bans coming from the side of Untitled. Ray, what do you think? I mean, are we gonna see a Xavier against this Sicilian?
Xavier makes sense on paper, both because Xavier has basically equal amounts of late game burst, and also his range is just incredible. He doesn't even need to come in the team fights; just can come in from the base, just with the dawning light. But I feel like a Farsa would have been much more appropriate because Farsa burst is more better, right? More guaranteed. She has ultimate; she's gonna burst out. She doesn't need to stack up like Xavier. And also the second thing, her rotations are much faster, and it would be really important to match it up, especially considering the fact, look at that, there's the Ethel as well as the Gatot who can rotate fast as well. Ethel with the movement speed and Gatot with the AOG. He can ult very far distances. So I feel like if they want to cover up some distance and they want to have some contender in the mid lane, it should be a Farsa. What do you think, BJ? Like anything else?
Farsa the best as well. The range that the Sicilian has can be covered by the Farsa. So again, I'm like kind of uh, not happy about how the Farsa has been not banned. That should have been there. Not the Eve, but that's okay. I think Untitled, they just don't want the slows. They don't want something that can hinder the mobility of a Irithel as well as the Sicilian. Sicilian's main counter would be, the Eve and then comes in. But okay, Ash, your predictions are right on the Xavier being picked on.
Okay, I get it. He's playing from Eternity. That's why he's
Yeah.
all geared up,
Oh,
and
he's
he
feeling
predicted
so.
right.
No,
Let's
no, no.
go.
No, no, no. I'm
Ash, you
not.
can
I'm
watch.
not playing from them. I'm not playing from anywhere. I'm just here as a caster, and we can see the Xavier pick. I mean, look at that. We see it a lot of times that Sicilians need to be stopped, and you need some stun for him. I mean, continuous stun. Aurora has a stun. I mean, each and every skills has stuns, but the main problem with Aurora is that short range. I mean, she doesn't have that range she can provide to counter a Sicilian. So I mean, Xavier was a perfect choice at this point because they have a lot of damage. They can go to the backline, they can disrupt the backline, but they need someone to stun that backline at least. I mean, Harith is there, Phoebus is there, Kalea is also there, and right now, Last Insanity gonna bing pop each and every time. That is Xbox is also there. But I was literally hoping for an assassin jungler from the side of Eternity when they banned that high loss. I mean, they could have gone with a
Yeah.
Lancelot or something like that, Ling, but they went straightly for a utility jungler. That's a nice thing. But Julian will be there, eh? What do you think? I mean, off meta right now after the Rose Gold got nerf,
Mhm.
or still in the meta?
I feel like Julian is in a weird spot right now, and I feel like he's so much on reliant on users right now because we just saw Chocolate Chan yesterday, like absolutely nailing with the Julian pick. So I feel like he's become less of he's not exactly meta, but he's at the same time. If the user really knows the whereabouts, really knows the roundabouts of everything that Julian has, you can really well time your skill, immune lot of resources from the opponent, or you also still have, I mean, you don't have the sustain, but your damage is still the same, so you can burst out perhaps the Harriet or perhaps the Julian if you find them in a tough spot. So Nekus Queen better need to watch out. But so far the draft has been done. Peachy, what do you think so far?
The draft looking quite great. Look at them already into the land of dawn. Here we are. Thank you, Ray, for your
Bye bye.
insights. It's been a pleasure having you, but we'll have you back on to the ending scene for this first match. But as of now, this is the first match of Eternity Esports versus Untitled. What is it going to be? This is going to be the best of three. Let's see who racks up the most points and goes away with a 1 point onto the round robin stage.
Yep, and here we are, guys. This is the match of the best underdog teams fighting right now in the wildcard stage at the Mythic Showdown. We can see the match has already been started, and it's look at that. The Phobius is still now, I mean, from the start, giving some trouble to that CC. Even though CC is a winning lane hero playing against a Phobius who is currently in the winning lane section, but still, that CC is giving, I mean, getting some troublesome. And look at that, Pitchy. We don't see a lot of EXP rotation from a jungler in the start. Right now, we are seeing it.
Definitely. Now that the Letho has been contested, gone into the hands of Team Eternity Esports. I really like about that they just want to go in, make sure they amp up their retribution level on their sides. But the Julian pick somewhere along the lines, it is just for the early game and to burst down the Firaga armor. Now that they do have the Xbox, they just want to make sure that they have to go ahead for a little bit of. Okay, looks like we do have a little bit of a problem, but let's jump back to the casters decks. Here we are. Ray, are you back with us?
Yeah, I never left. How can I
Oh,
be back when I never
hello.
left? Hello. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Our production will be making sure to fix the issue as soon as possible. Of course, having such great things comes with a price, right? So yeah. I mean, the overlays are looking amazing. The 3D draft is there. So obviously there would be few issues, but it's the start of the tournament. Few hiccups are gonna be there, but as we build up, it's gonna become perfect. And I'm really looking forward to when it will happen. It will happen, I know. But of course, till then, let's just focus on what's at the moment, and that is the match between Eternity and Untitled. We just saw both of their draft and their early game rotations. I don't see much special except for the fact that they both wanted to go for the EXP. So maybe a turtle fight is something that both teams want to go for, because some teams ignore the first turtle. They like to go for under far lane, or they like to go for a kill. But both teams here looks like they share the same mentality. So what do you have to say about that, Ash?
I mean, I asked that to Pitchy that we don't see this much rotation to the EXP from the early stage, but as you said that I mean, so many teams have that mentality to go for the turtle, don't go for the MM. But I don't think it's the right thing. I mean, you know what? I always say one thing in each and every game, that's the early to mid game is for the jungler, and then the mid to late game is for the MM. You need to give that ball of rice to that MM so that in the late he gonna carry you up, because in the late I don't think a jungler will be managing to do such things. I mean, obviously if got fade from the early stage will be menace, but the mid to late game is totally onto the MM. If you have seen a lot of matches in the P8 server or ID server, we saw that the starting will be great from the King Kong side, then Kelra will be there managing each and every stuff. So this is how game goes. Therefore, people goes for the MM lane and help him, let him get some food, and then coming back with that full energy, taking on the match. That's what you need in the game. But sometimes we need to change our strategy so that they will not think in the same way that this jungler will come to the gold lane, this jungler will be farm into the gold lane first. So that will be easy to get, I mean, noted down. So therefore, sometimes a little bit of change is always needed in the life. So maybe that's the reason they went for that.
Yeah, it's highly possible. PT, what do you think?
So far, so good. But one thing about that, the Xbox, if he gets the power spike, that's going to be quite deadly. And one thing about the Xbox, I've seen quite a few plays around the rank games as well as the tournament so far, that the Xbox comes up and picks up all the crumbs. So if that is the kind of gameplay that team Untitled are going around, then that is, I'm curious to know that if that's the case, because if that's the case, then it's going to go quite spectacular, because the damage dealers will be there dealing those damage, and he's just at the lasting insanity at the last moment. He's just going to drop in. He's just making sure everyone is dead.
And there we go back into the game. Peachy, take it over.
Let's go into the land of dawn. Look at that 4-4 already going down. The dawning light, the AOG, make sure that they displace them. But Team Eternity eSports looking quite low. They cannot contest, but they still find a kill. On to the other hand, Joker looking quite low, but Kalia making sure that she doesn't goes down. Conceal already coming in 5 minutes into the game. The conceal has been. This is what I was talking about. Kalia down. Kaimiku picks up the turtle, and in that way he loses his life as well. What a game to go. Looks like Team Untitled are the ones who picks the turtle.
Great stuff for Nicho's Queen, and even though the turtle being managed from the side of team Untitled, but they couldn't manage to get some kills. Bunch of kills went to the side of team Eternity. That's a great start for them, we can say. Only, I mean, if you're gonna see, Kaimku is right now trying to take on the match point into his hand, but it's kind of not. It's kind of hazy for him because the Xavier is giving that continuous stun, and the CC is too much from the side of Eternity. That's the main problem right now. Team Untitled gonna face it from the early game, but we don't know about the late game. Is there, Irathel is there, can manage to just clean it up. We had already seen that Shane was totally insane with the Harith, but right now he's having another trilogy meta Let's see how it goes.
Let's see onto the top lane. Look at that. Nakalia does have enough heal to make sure that the members are not looking quite low. But at the same time, Eternity Esports are the ones who are riding high up onto that kill board as of now. But talking about the gold, it is into the hands of Team Untitled. Look at them gearing up for a team fight. Shane, onto the other hand, will he be able to pick up a kill? Now it's kind of like a mid game for them, but they do have enough items. Oh, he does dodges the sanguine claws. Talking about the Harriet, and in that way, no team fight will be there.
Yep, and we're gonna see that they are kind of playing defensive at this point, waiting for the turtle, and they will be taking a fight at the turtle dance. I'm damn sure about it, but look at that. It's kind of the river control is still in the hand of the side Untitled. They're totally ready for the turtle fight. With the CC is already being rotating down to the turtle lane. That's a good thing. But right now, catching up to the But Irithel,
That would be a kill. A marksman for a marksman. Look at that. Onto the other hand, Joker tries to get a taunt on that, but the Tet 7 onto that. Tsunami Slam comes in quite good, but oh, that skill 1 coming in from the Gadot Kata. That's quite costly as of now. The Rolling Light does do so much damage. Kaimiku has to go back. He cannot contest. He has to come back with the HP, but they are not able to find anything. But onto the top lane, Daki finds herself in an uncomfortable spot, dodging every single skill. Look at that. She's still alive. What is it going to be? Sanguine Claws connecting, but Shane picks it, Tet 7 picks it up, but onto the other hand, Dark goes down as well. That is Shane with the skills making sure that they will be down.
I will say Daki won, Pitchy. I mean, he was there in an inch of HP. 3 man came to him, and he totally managed to slay him. But right now, Tsunami Slam.
Oh, oh my God! This is why I was like, even Purify doesn't works. If the Purify was on a cooldown, Shane should have gone out. That is truly devastating to see.
Obviously, and we can see that that was a nice move. If you have seen that last insanity going to that Kalea as well as that Julian, and then just dodge off. He don't want to go against those Julian because he knows that Julian have a lot of damage. After he's getting burst, he will be taken out easily. I mean, totally, we can see that Untitled is right now playing against those bombing teams. First, we saw 9/11, and right now this Eternity with the Xbox again a Tsunami Slam.
Islam comes right in at the tight spot. By the way, Team Untitled, they are not phased by this. They're just like, waiting for the iron to get hot. What is it going to be? Dark already in position along with the Kalia. They just like dodging every skill as of now.
Okay, look at that. The star is right now giving that Joan. And but you know what? Retreat battle. That's the main thing in the objective battle, we can say. Neutral objective battle. And it's kind of tilted towards the side of Untitled. They're taking down those objectives, and that's the reason they're having a little bit of gold spike into their hand at this point. And look at us. The position of the star is totally good at this point. He gonna catch up the backline for real, but right now he gonna get catch up at this point. Batfish being on. Dawning Light.
Not in like quite early, in my opinion. But wait a minute, look at them. The knockup from the Lord is going to quite, that knockup they should have gone in. But as of now, lasting insanity coming in. The flicker already blown off by the Xavier, who's getting zoned out. But Ted 7 onto the front lines, taking kills by kills, double kill racked up on his hands. What is it going to be? And the Lord going down to the hands of team Eternity eSports. Look at that, members are still falling down. Shane all left to alone to defend the mid lane. Will he be able to get it? Because two members on his back. I don't think he can, with Dark actually zoning Shane out. I don't think he got it, but at the same time, Lord coming down. There's no lane sync, but they're just going with the flow. Wait a minute, Shane caught out with the Xavier skill, and he just manages to escape back to the base.
I mean, you took all those turtles, but when Madara was there, it was Xborg getting the Bumblebee into the action, and he managed to defeat the Madara. That's why Bumblebee is my favorite. And the Eternity is right now cooking up the scene after taking that neutral objective into the hand. But look at that, kind of taking down the turrets, giving a good stun to that. Totkacha will be fine at this point. We'll be getting into the safer track, but again, going on to the Tsunami, Sam.
Oh, Tsunami Slam coming in. Look at them. The Kaimiko will be taken out. Xbox not looking quite good. Has to go back. This is why, okay. Defensive AOG, but the shutdown on Ted 7. Dawning Light thus comes in handy, but this is just quite late where he just popped it down. But, what a team fight coming in from the side of Team Eternity eSports. This is going down as a real pressure into the hands of Team Untitled.
Ooh.
Oh, make us scream though. What a game. What a game. Shane picks it up, but at the same time, lasting insanity, making sure that he has a lot of damage. The ultimate of the Sicilian did not do much justice right there, but one more bat impact would be just the finishing off deal for this Kalia.
Only the kills, they will be getting the mid turret as well right now, and also the red buff. Even the zone out section came out. Again, a second tier. That's a nice thing. Nice trade. We can say again the Irithel cleaning up the scene.
Oh, into the bot lane, the minions are coming in, but Ted 7 odd missed that, picks up a kill. That would be the Sicilian. He's still going in strong. He does have the HP to give it all, and the Dawning Light does connect it. Will it Wishing Lantern do the job? No, it doesn't, and that's how the Katotkacha escapes.
Dozen of defensive AOG, dozen of defensive we can say last insanity has been used from both these sides, but these two MMs, these two goal laners are still onto the mark. Look at that, Harriet taking down those kills, giving those damage, even the Irithel with the ult, with the Purify. Menace, literally menace, giving a lot of damage. Even he managed to make half of HP to that tanky Phobias. That's the reason I fear this trilogy meta MM. Still now, people think that Granger is not in the scene, but he's also in the scene, guys. Just like the Irithel, just like the Harith. And look at that. Once again, Madara will be there. Uchiha Madara will be there. Let's see who will be the strongest to take him down. Will it be Untitled? Or one more last insanity will be popping up right now, taking down that Madara. And that's the reason they will be back up at the team fight.
Kalia does miss the Tsunami Slam, but Dark getting quite zoned out. He will be going back. Kaimiko onto the other hand. The jungler has been lost. The Madara is onto the other hand. The tanks are going down. That's a 2-for-1 situation as of now. Nischan onto the other hand gets zoned out as well. Is it going to be an easy Lord into the hands of Team Eternity eSports? They do lack few of the members, but at the same time, Untitled are all here to contest for it. They're taking it slow,
Obviously, look at that. Look at that. Diamond Force. Oh, will be counter with the Bat East as well, but they will be losing the Lord. They know that there will not be enough to take down the Lord or the two members of the Eternity, so they will be back off at this point. Even though we saw a glimpse of defensive AOG, but before that, managed to clear the objective as well as the Totkacha when he was about to cast his ult to get into the safer track. That's the reason. Oh my goodness. Even just a small slight touch, giving a lot of damage to that Irithel. This is what a Xavier in the late game. Two late game godfathers are here in this match. Sicilian, Xavier. This is why this match is totally important. Eternity is not giving a single chance to the Untitled to take on them. Even though the Untitled is trying their best at this point, but look at the goal lead we're talking about. It's just I mean, not very much, but got Jonah out at that point. Was about to catch him up, that Gatot Kacha, but managed to get into the safer track. They need to defend this Lord at this point. They need to take down this Lord, but Madara is on to his way to the Leaf Village. Will we see a almighty push? But before that, a fight will be emerging.
Yeah. True, lasting insanity. He loses his Firaga armor, but Helia doesn't get a window of opportunity to move in. But at the same time, Dark goes in with the Infernal Pursuit, and he will be losing his life. That's a 0-for-1 trade going down into the hands of Team Untitled, but they just managed to lower every single possible inhibitors right here. One inhibitor standing, and that was also like 1 HP left. If if they just like let the minions in, it's the game over for the inhibitor.
But it's kind of Untitled, managed to clear the Lord, managed to take some kills, so we can say that they are coming back slowly, and that's a good thing. I mean, in the late game, there will be enough power from the side of Untitled to take down the Eternity as well, so maybe I will say that Eternity should think to finish it up as soon as possible. But right now, look at that, waiting for the Lord, but before that, we're gonna see some split pushing coming out from the side of Eternity. That makes the whole team not going back. The 5-man team is right now clinging onto the buff side of the Eternity. But look at that. Xborg initiating a little bit of Pookie fight with the Pookie damage onto that Gatot Kacha. But the whole team will be getting back. But look at that. Harith. Pitchy Harith.
Hello, Harith. He's already there onto the Nexus. Look at him. Just one more shot, and that is the way Team Eternity eSports wins up the first game with a backdoor. What a game to end.
What just happened? What just happened? I mean, he was waiting in that bush. We know. We talked about it, that they will be going for a split push. Xborg came to initiate a little bit of Pookie fight, and that managed to take down that. I mean, take on that. We can say that. Everything from Untitled. They didn't just take out that signal for the split pushing. That was the Xbox hindering